Okay, I got it. I always know that the little lady has to say her thing. So welcome to Express Flow Yoga. At whatever time it is that you're joining this class, I'm just so happy to be able to continue to operate in this way and offer a chance to just check out of our day or evening wherever we are and really connect with this body, mind, and heart. Especially when we're going through so much right now. There's a lot of transitions and there uncertainty. Doesn't matter whether we're moving into what we think is good or better or whatever it is, there's going to be a lot of change. And so moving our bodies is always number one in terms of releasing some pent up stress. Maybe you've been sitting all day. In this class, I like to not do a lot of sitting. So what I've been finding helpful, really the only prop I've been using at home is just to have a little flat blanket, either for knees or the back or something over the eyes if you're resting. So I'm just gonna have that off to the side. I've been thinking about nature and wildlife and even our pets and the things that they do to release stress, which can include yawning and shaking and some of that nervous energy, some big exhales. So let's begin right now just by coming to stand with the feet comfortably apart. There's nothing that you have to do to align yourself, and your eyes can be open so you have some balance. And just to feel yourself standing. This is always the starting point, is really to stop before we start. And take in the body just as it is, standing and aware that we're standing. Perhaps some gratitude for the feet and the soles of the feet that hold the entire structure of the body. Notice other things that are here. Breath, sound, each other. Starting to tune in with our collective wish for well-being. And just to stay connected with your own experience through the class this morning. And let's just do some gentle bouncing. So just the jiggling, just to start. Getting some synovial fluids moving. Just my heels are lifting off the ground. So there's some flesh. Shaking the arms, the fingers. Just trying to slough some things off from earlier in the day. Maybe you're in the middle of your work day. A few exhales. Mouth open. You make some sound. That's the nice thing about being in your own space. Nobody can see you or even hear you. And then just slow that down a little bit. Feeling the energy or vibration moving through the body as you begin to wake up to what's here. Let's take a few throws. So it's a very loose again, just the knees bent, the arms lift, straightening out, and then exhale, throw something away, belly to thighs. Inhale, come up. Really soft, and then exhale, throw it away. Inhale. Exhale. A couple more of those. Breathing in. Exhale, let it go. One more. Inhale, and then exhale. Just stay in this forward fold. Generous bend at the knees. You can let the chin tuck in towards the chest and the arms dangle, or taking hold of opposite elbows or forearms. Nodding the head yes and no. Noticing whether it feels like you're sitting back in a chair. You might move a little more weight to the balls of the feet.
You can keep that bend at the knees, but lift in the lower belly so the spine gets some length. Take another inhale. Exhale, release the arms and draw the pelvic floor up and in and slowly roll up. Just a reverse ragdoll. Looking down, keeping the chin connected with the chest, and then come all the way up. A few roll out of the shoulders. Let's bring the fingertips to the tops of the shoulders and add the arms. You might keep that softness in the knees as you go. It doesn't really matter. Getting into the flexion, a bit of the cat shape with the elbows together, and then the back bend, just the upper back, the cow. Circling that out. Good, and then let's reach the arms up again on the inhale. And on the exhale, release them down. Just the right arm's gonna circle up, around, and back. Spin the palm open as you come back and try to keep the hips fairly level facing forward. Let's reach the arm back again, palm towards the ceiling. And then sweep that arm forward and take it up and over into a side stretch. Exhale. Coming up a little bit on the inhale and then exhale. Can let that top arm just be floppy. One more time. Inhale and then exhale. Breathe into the whole right side, intercostal muscles. And then come on up again and release the right arm down. You might notice how right and left side feels a little different. Let's take the left arm up now. Inhale, and then those circles, exhale back. Keep the left hip facing forward, the pelvis, just quiet. And reach the left palm back. It's okay if your head moves with this as well. You can follow the fingertips with your gaze. And this last one, we'll just hold the arm back there, spinning the palm towards the ceiling and continuing to keep the chest and the hips facing forward for one more breath. Come to bring that arm just about shoulder height, and now we'll take the side stretch on the second side. Coming up on the inhale, and then exhale, you might just dangle that arm. Inhale, and then exhale the gills. Once more, come up. And the side stretch, and we'll stay. Take a couple breath cycles there. Feeling the space coming. Inhale up and exhale. Release the arms. Let's loop the shoulders and clasp the hands behind the back, or if you're really tight, just hook the thumbs together. You could also use a sock to hold between your hands. Have that bend at the knees so the tailbone can have you just to start with, and send your breastbone up towards the ceiling. Just straighten the legs on the inhale. And then exhale, drop it into a little squat, an Utkatasana, chair pose or fierce pose. Let your gaze track down so you can see your second toe and just find the depth of the squat that makes it interesting for you for 3, 2, and 1. Let's take belly to thighs, release the head, chin to chest once again. Arms reach away from the back if that's okay. And then as you inhale, release the arms, come up halfway. So bring your chest parallel with the floor. And fold over the legs there. Let's do that a couple times. So just lengthen crown of the head from the tailbone. Inhale and then exhale to fold, hip creases. Last one, breathing in. And breathing out. We're going to take the left leg and step it back into a low lunge. This might be where you have some padding underneath your knee. I have lots of carpeting in my space, so I'm just going to go with this and take a breath in that low lunge, pressing out through the back heel, hugging the right hip to center. Just looking just ahead of your mat in that direction anyways.
And tap the left knee down. And we'll bring the arms up into a crescent lunge. Inhale. And let's twist over to the right. Exhale. So open the arms wide, reaching the fingers away from each other. Through center into the crescent lunge, so the hips come down a little. And then draw the belly in as you come back and twisting over towards the right. Once more, inhale, palms reach. And then exhale, open into the twist. Take your left hand to the outer right thigh. Now spin the right palm back again. And this time maybe look over your right shoulder for 3, 2, and 1. As you look forward, bring the right elbow underneath the left elbow. Lifting the elbows up a little bit and sitting one more time into that low lunge. Drawing energetically the right heel back in space. Squeezing between the shoulder blades. And then bring it up again. Release the hands. Bring the fingertips or fists, palms to the floor and pick up the back knee. Let's press into the palms and step it back to downward facing dog. And just take a few breaths in downward facing dog to shake out the head again. Offload some of that tension from being in that last pose. Exhaling the open mouth. And then we'll shift forward to plank pose on the inhale and tap the knees down on the exhale. We'll lower all the way to the ground and stretch the legs long. Let's bring the elbows underneath the shoulders right away. You can keep the hands shoulder distance apart or clasp the hands together, and we'll do the cat and cow movements here. So chin to chest as you peel the belly away from the floor, looking down the front line of your body. On the inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades and let the chest move forward. Keep the legs active and strong. Maybe the kneecaps are lifting. As you exhale, look down the body, lifting the underside of the body, or you're lifting the thighs and the knees are pressing. Inhale. Exhale, just see where you get to. Come back through, inhale, and then exhale, lower. And slide the hands back. Let's press it up and back and take 3 breaths in a child's pose. Nice wide knee child's pose, coming up on the fingertips to stretch the backs of the wrists for 2. Whenever you can, just returning to breath or body sensations. 3. And shift back through table. Curl the toes under, lift the hips high, downward facing dog. The big toes come together this time and stretch the right leg. Up and back, pressing away from the floor, 3-legged dog. Right knee comes towards the nose and the heel lifts high in a 3-legged plank, and then stretch that leg straight back again. Let's revolve the right knee towards the left elbow. Another twisted 3-legged plank, and then come back on the inhale. Right knee towards right elbow. Somewhere over in that direction. Doesn't have to be perfect at all. Stretch back, inhale. And then exhale, we'll step forward. We're once again in that low lunge, breathing in. And we'll push off the back foot, bring it up to meet the front foot. Come up halfway, inhale. And exhale, just fold. Press into the feet, come all the way up, inhale. And then exhale, bring the hands around behind the back again. So you can clasp the hands. You maybe put the other thumb on top, or if you were hooking the thumbs, then just go with the opposite thumb. You can get into that with a little bend at the knees first so the collarbones can widen. And then standing tall on the inhale. Exhale, let's drop back into that Utkatasana squat. Finding the depth of the squat for another breath. And belly to thighs as you fold and release, head, neck, and shoulders. Exhale, bring the hands forward into the shins and come up halfway on the inhale. And fold back down on the exhale. Do that 2 more times halfway.
Spine parallel, belly toning, and exhale, hamstrings. Once more, inhale. And exhale, fold. And then this time we'll take the right leg back, so fingertips to floor, right leg steps back. Adjusting the legs so you have a long, low lunge and taking some weight off of the front thigh by lifting the belly. Just like you're coming out of the starting blocks. One more breath there. Exhale, tap the right knee down. You can keep the toes curled under on the back foot, or you can bring the top of the foot down. Let's reach the arms up into that crescent lunge. Inhale. And sit down a little, exhale. Up again on the inhale. And then let's twist on the exhale. Opening the arms to the left. On the inhale, the left arm comes forward to meet the right, sitting into a crescent lunge. And then on the exhale, twisting left. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, twist left. Take the right hand to the outer left thigh. Spin the left palm towards the ceiling and shift your gaze in that direction, checking in with the stabilizer muscles. Enjoy the wobbles. One more breath there. Left elbow under right elbow now for eagle arms, or you can give yourself a hug here. You can heavy the pelvis. So if you're feeling anything in the lower back, then just come out a little more or draw the core muscles, knit them down. Come on back. Release the hands and bring the fingertips to the floor. Pick up the back knee. Just lean into the palms, lift the left heel and slide it back, downward facing dog. Let's pedal the legs out here. Bringing it to neutral. Inhale, forward to plank. Tap the knees down, exhale to lower. Tops of the feet come down. This time, let's take a cobra with the fingertips in line with the shoulders and squeeze the elbows in. Pressing the tops of the feet, lifting the kneecaps. If you feel low back pain, then lower your chest down a little bit, any amount. If you're okay, then slide the hands back a little further, maybe get light, lifting the elbows towards the ceiling for one more breath. Exhale, lower press up and back, 3 breaths in. Child's pose. It's 1, 2, 3, shifting through table, toes curl under, downward facing dog. So the big toes come together. So we do the second side, taking the left leg and reaching it back. I'd like to bend my right knee to square the outer left hip. And then bring left knee towards the nose, 3-legged plank. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twisted left knee to right arm in that direction somewhere. And press up and back. Inhale. Left knee, left elbow. Reach back, 3-legged dog. Left knee to nose, heel lift, stepping up, low lunge. 1 breath in. And pushing off the back foot to come together at the front of the mat. Halfway lengthen. And exhale to fold. Let's turn the toes out a little bit here. And start to drop in towards the squat. With the knees walking, keep the heels nice and high. And then exhale, pull the belly in to come up. It's a little different stretch in the outer hamstring, outer calf. Drop it down on the inhale. And exhale, peel it up. You could bring the feet a little more parallel when you come up. And then go again into the squat. Inhale. And exhale, let's lift it up. Let's parallel the feet again here. Folding over the legs. Halfway lengthen. Exhale, step to plank. Shifting back forward to tap knees down or not and lower all the way. Yeah, back bend of your choice, cobra or wider arms for a gecko. And then press up and back and into child's pose for 3, 2, and 1. Let's shift over onto the seat. And just bring the hands back. We're going to take the legs a little wide. You could be sitting up on that folded up blanket if you have it. Anything in the lower back always helps with some height. Your legs could be not at your widest effort at a splits, just a little bit apart, up on the fingertips there, toes towards the face. This wide leg forward fold, inclining the chest up and forward any amount, just whatever the pelvis allows. Hands can stay there for support or walk forward in front, or to take a hold of your legs, outer shins, ankles, or you can peace finger the big toes. Elbows can bend a little as the chest moves forward. And the belly lifts up and back. Enjoying some deeper breaths here. Let's lift up on the inhale and slide the left heel in towards the right inner thigh. You can plug the right thigh back a little bit, just drawing that right hip back. We'll take a twist over towards the right, helping to square the hips up to that side. And then come back so that you're facing the right foot with the fingertips behind the back again, or walking forward for a Janu Shirshasana forward fold. You could have that towel underneath your knee if the hamstrings feel better like that, or just a bend at the knee. Heart towards the foot, left foot pressing in. One more breath. Lifting on the inhale. Let's lean over to the left hand now. Just making sure that there's something that your shin can be on that's not a hard floor, so you might need to adjust on your mat. Lean into the left hand, into the left shin and the right foot, and take a side stretch here. Lifting the underside of the body, and then exhale to come back down. And just switch sides. Left leg goes out a little bit. Right heel comes in, fingertips lift, and the left leg stays active. And maybe the leg is bent, or there's something underneath the thigh. A twist to the left, right hand catches outer left thigh. That wringing out sensation in the spine and the organs, so good. Look back towards the left foot so the hips are now more or less facing that way. Fingertips behind the back, or walk the hands forward. You can hold on to the leg or the foot or the lasso if you're using a sock. Janu Shirshasana on this side for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lifting, shifting so you can lean on a diagonal into the right hand. A little bit of a press into the right shin, left foot for the side stretch. Back down. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. And they can be a comfortable distance from center. I'm going to let the weight go into the right hand and give a press along the left inner thigh so the right knee can actually come up. Not really interested in that side right now, just rolling the left hip, inner thigh muscles away from center. Gently making some space in the hip flexor and back up.
Left knee lifts, right knee drops, and same thing. It's making this contact with yourself, with your thigh muscles that help make it possible to bike, walk, hike, support the spine. Some gratitude for those things that we take for granted. And then come back to center, and then we'll take Baddha Konasana. You slide your hips a little closer together if that's okay. And certainly you can have a longer diamond shape. Sitting with a long spine, and if it's available for you to take the feet with your hands and keep with that broadness across the collarbones just to start. Pressing of feet together, energetically contracting the outer thigh muscles to lengthen the inner thighs. And then you can move in the opposite direction, so more of the flexion of the spine. Let your head drop your chin to your chest and just let your shoulders be in that kind of slumpy, relaxed position. Breathing into the back. Coming up on the inhale. And exhale, lean back. Stretch the legs forward, give them a shake or a bounce. Windshield wiper the feet. So with the legs just long like this, let's take a twist over to the left. So bring the right hand, your right hip will lift up. Just let the legs be floppy. It's kind of a one that I've been doing this week that feels good in my spine. And then back through center. Legs are just loose and floppy in front. Weight in the right hand and just reach around with the left. Looking towards the floor. Let's do that a couple times, kind of swinging to the left. And then swinging to the right. And come back through center. Let's bring the arms forward with the legs bent and take a breath in, lift and loop the shoulders back. And roll it down a little bit. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, draw the navel to spine. Inhale 2 more times. Exhale, try to keep the big toes weighted. Once more, inhale, and then exhale, come all the way down. Walking the feet in a little bit closer and bringing your hands, fingertips towards the heels. We'll take a bridge pose, pressing the low back down, shrugging the shoulders underneath yourself and letting the hips lift up. Hands can be pressing to the floor or clasp the hands underneath the back. We're going to lift up on the heels. And lower the heels. Let's do that a couple times. Reach the knees forward, lift on the heels, inhale. And exhale, lower the heels. A little bit in the glutes here as you lift the heels and hold for 3, 2, 1. If your hands are clasped, release them. Keep the heels lifted as you bring the lower back down, mid back, finally the hips. Let the legs float up and give them a shake, shake, shake. Maybe the arms too. Shake everything off. In and out with the thigh bones kicking off. Anything that's left. And then knees into chest. Exhale. Feet to the floor. Either keeping the knees bent and perhaps touching with the knees with the feet a little wide. It's really nice for the lower back, or just letting the legs go long. Just to take 1 minute, just 1 minute for yourself here. Complete silence, full rest and digest. Aware of this posture, lying on the back, feeling the support of the ground. Staying connected with this mind, heart, body, the whole entirety of your being. No expectations. It's okay to be here. This is enough. The gift of rest. If you can stay longer, you're welcome to do that. If you are needing to move on with your day, then do so slowly, mindfully, opening and closing the jaw, rolling out the wrists and the ankles. Take a moment on one side just to acknowledge that you've been here and that you've given your body some much needed attention. And you might close sitting as well to face your screen and bring the hands to the heart center to also acknowledge whether they're present, virtual or live right now, just all the other beings that may share this practice and wishing each other well. Looking forward to seeing some of you in person at the club soon. Namaste and thank you. Have a great day.